Welcome back to American News.
Your source for all news in the country.
Tension has been rising in the battle between the North and South.
Union soldiers have pressed forward and driven the Confederates out of the northern regions of the country.
Many slaves have been disappearing out of the southern plantations and been found later in the northern sectors of the country.
The disappearance of the slaves has caused distress among the plantation owners.
Because of the lack of labor, cotton production has gone down.
1 second. We have something coming in from our on-scene reporters, Ron and Brick.
Thank you, Diane and Joan.
Southern plantation owners' use of slavery has been causing many disputes in the country.
Members of the Union have been pushing firmly to stop the use of slaves for cotton production.
Union members argued that without slaves, the North would not receive the required goods to fuel their industrial economy.
Still, the Union appears to defend slavery.
The South argues that ending slavery would be a violation of states' rights and thus unconstitutional.
The abolitionist movement is making major headway, and many people are joining the fight to end slavery.
The election of Abraham Lincoln as president has also helped Northerners to gain support.
Abraham Lincoln's anti-slavery beliefs have grown ever more popular as he's become president.
This has led to less support of the use of slaves.
Back to you, Diane and Joan.
Thank you, Diane and Joan. As you can see, it is a lovely day out here in Western Virginia. You can expect about a 400% chance of bloodshed across the battlefield. Slight scatters of ammunition and heavy storms of cannonballs can be expected this evening. Thank you, and now for Civil War facts.
The Civil War started on April 12, 1861. It was a war between the United States and the Confederate States, also known as the North and the South.
Abraham Lincoln was the leader of the United States, and Jefferson Davis was leader of the Confederate States. Abraham Lincoln had over 2 million troops, and Jefferson Davis had over 1 million troops.
There were three main problems that resulted from the Civil War: slavery, social differences, and economic differences. Slavery obviously being the most prominent.
The South used slaves for agricultural uses, but the North thought that was wrong.
Subsequently, there are very many political battles over whether or not slaves should be allowed. This eventually broke out into an all-out war.
Many Americans believe that this was the bloodiest war since it had brother fighting brother.
Thank you, Ron and Brick.
This is the end of today's American News. Stay tuned for the weather.